3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome back.
To what?
Anchored at Harbor Park CrossFit Racing's podcast, episode 92.
Wow.
Coach Dave.
Coach Corey.
We're back on the couch. If you see a little difference of an angle here in our video, that's because my phone no longer fits in phone holders.
That's a mighty big phone you got there.
It's just a phone in my pocket.
um,
So, third episode since quarantine has landed. How are you doing?
Physically right now, I am sore from today's workout.
Yeah, today's workout was pretty rough.
Mentally, the weekend was nice. Lots of sunshine. I'm severely sunburned and I love it, every bit of it. I don't actually hurt from it, and the hot water didn't hurt it and doesn't hurt to touch. But you can see I'm red as fuck, which is great.
I don't know how it doesn't hurt you.
I don't know. I think it just did. But I will tell you, if we were podcasting today and we didn't have the beautiful weekend that we did have, my mindset would be in a whole different place right now.
Yeah. It's kind of a little disheartening because it was beautiful weather and then it goes back down to 40s. And it's doing exactly what it did last year.
Okay, but we got 2 good days and we didn't, what happens if we wouldn't have had those 2 good days? All last week was terrible. It was cold and rainy for 3-4 days, and this is just a short little stint of it being cold again. And just like my goals and my gains, okay, when it's a habit, right? So as we get into spring, we're going to see more good weather. It's going to come around more often. The bad weather is not going to last as long, and it's not going to be as bad. It didn't snow, so.
Yet.
Yeah, it did snow on your birthday, but, so just that's what I'm looking at. I know that it was a big tease to be able to have 2 beautiful, they were the most perfect days, mid-70s, beautifully sunny. The wind felt fine, it didn't feel too cold, and it was just really nice out. But I know that today and tomorrow are bad, but then it's going to be nice again and start warming up, and I'm just trying to keep holding out for that. It's getting better.
Yep. The weather being nice does help. So it helps kind of get you outside, get out of the blues, and feeling that warmth, knowing that it's around the corner will be nice. Knew a lot of people and members enjoyed the weekend, so we're happy to see that. And so let's talk about it's early May. Let's talk about some of the upcoming things and exciting things we have going on around the gym. So we have a lot of things that we kind of announced this past weekend around the 1st. Big shout out to everybody who made our committed club. That was pretty cool to see that, even with the situation, being locked up and not being in the normal routine, people were still on that list, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think that people are finally starting to realize that, yes, CrossFit's great. Yes, that's what helps you, stay motivated and be energetic, but it's not the only way to be fit. And there's not one way to CrossFit. Just because we don't have a barbell or weights even at all doesn't mean you can't get same style stimuluses at home, and you can't get creative with backpacks and bands, kids' diaper bags, cases of water, stuff like that. And, the stimulus is still there. It just doesn't look the same. And you might not have thought about that before, but I think people are getting a little creative and understanding that something is better than nothing.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. So remember, though, with that, last month we were getting lots of messages about people forgetting to log in. We just can't keep up with it all. So this month we're asking that you please log in, and we won't be lost.
Reserve your place in the class. It makes it very easy for me to go in and then click that everybody was there and checked in. And it is an honor system, so I'm assuming if you reserved, you did some sort of workout. And it's fine. Someone asked me if they went for a long hike yesterday. I was like, take it. It's a recovery day. That's perfect. The thing is, though, for me personally, the reason I want people to register for class is because we are anticipating hopefully opening soon. And we might have to open on a limited basis. And I know a lot of our OGs are really good. I was talking to Liz Urban the other day about this, and they're great about locking in, our OGs, because they remember what it was like when we had a very limited space and only 10 people classes.
Right.
So some of our newer members have been a little spoiled with the amount of space that we have and the amount of classes that we allow and how big we let classes get. So when we first open back up, I want you guys to all be in that habit of reserving. So when you show up at the gym, and unfortunately we might have to have 5 or 8 person classes to start, I want you to make sure that you reserve your spot. So when you show up, there's space for you instead of showing up and then unfortunately I can't let you in class.
Yep. So make sure you're logging in, getting in that habit now. It'll make it a lot easier. And to kind of, I guess, entice you to make sure you're doing it right, we're going to give away that massage gun. It's just like the Hypervolt. So you guys can get the recoveries and the gains. So one person is going to win that this month.
God, why aren't I using ours right now?
No,
Probably because it wouldn't sound right on the podcast.
maybe. Unless they have watched the video, then they might know what you're doing.
I'm going to use it as soon as we're done, though, because I hurt.
All right, so that's that. And then we just did our first In the Kitchen Nailed It edition yesterday. So we did bingo last month in April, and we had about 4 or 5 people do it. We had one person actually complete a bingo. And the rules were if you completed a bingo, you get put in the raffle for getting a $100 gift card to a local Racine restaurant. 5 people participated, and only 1 person got a bingo. So obviously, Jimmy, good job. You're getting that card, and we're
Go, Jimmy!
gonna give him a $100 gift card to Scores of Racine, which is Caitlin Axman's restaurant.
Yep.
So we'll be getting that to him. But the other ones, we were...
Oh, you used married names. She's going to be so proud of you.
And then I was like, whatever. You guys participated. You did it. You got a lot of squares. You guys deserve it. But they, Kat, Stacy, Rachel, they all turned it back and said, no, you can either use it for something else. So what we're going to do is make it a little bit more fun. We're doing a Nailed It edition for In the Kitchen.
Nailed it!
If you've ever watched the episodes or the show on Netflix, basically, they have a creation and then they put the cooks to work, and you have to they had to create the dish. So they have this really nice creative cake or cookies or whatever, and then they have to make it and try to make it look just like
and
that.
Decorate it and do or different things. Ours is going to be fun. I know that this first week was very fun take on a burger.
Yeah, and we
And
did a
I'm trying to
homemade
think
bun.
of what I want for the next one. I know you hate when I'm on my phone, but I wanted to give a shout out to something else, and but I just have to. Make
So
sure I
I'll
forget.
talk about it while she looks that up. But so the Nailed It edition is we're gonna release the recipe on Sunday. So it's Monday today. Then everybody.
May 4th.
By the time this episode comes out, the first wave should have submitted yesterday by 5 p.m. So the recipe will come out on Sundays. You'll have all the way till Thursday at 5 p.m. to submit it using the hashtag ITKNAILDIT. Okay, so that's the hashtag.
In the kitchen, nailed it!
That's the hashtag, and then you gotta tag the gym, and we want you to post this on your public social media. You can post it in our private member group if you're a member. That is fine, but we also want it to be on our public pages.
So share it on your social,
And then share it in the
and
group.
then, just share it into the group.
Or later on, I'm going to take everybody's pictures who participates, and I'm going to put it in the group for a vote. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna vote on the best take on this recipe, and it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be exact. You can put your own twist on it. Somebody asked something about I don't know what chorizo is, and I was like, you don't have to use chorizo. You can decide to make your own thing. The only rules we had was you have to make your own bun. We don't care what it is.
You had to come up with some sort of bun.
It can't be store bought.
Yep. The burger, the main burger, and then a side. We did sweet potato fries, but you could do what you want. And all the recipes are with the release of In the Kitchen, so you can absolutely
Yeah, you can
follow our
follow.
recipe
If you
and
think you
try
could
to
build it
get
better.
it as perfect as possible. That'd be cool.
The one thing, I don't know. Did I do an egg on top? I didn't do the egg on top.
No, you didn't. I was surprised. But when I
also-
created the macros, I was like, oh, thank God there was no egg.
I was
It's so
going to do an
fatty,
egg
but
on top,
delicious.
and I was going to do avocado.
Mm-hmm.
That would obviously be... Somebody's listening to this thing. But The recipe's already been submitted. So.
Yep.
And then Friday, so Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, we'll have the voting period. Members will vote on the best picture or the recipe, right? Which one looks the most delicious or thought was most creative. And then Sunday, that next Sunday, when we have the next episode, we will release the winner. And the winner of that one will get a $100 gift card to the Racine restaurants to help support some of the local businesses. Now, the only rule is no chain restaurants. This will be local, family owned.
Okay, and also a couple things that I would also love to partake in this little shindig is that I'm trying to think. I had something and then you kept talking and then I lost it. Oh, taste. So normally in Nailed It, they do they score on visual and then they taste it. And we won't be able to taste your food and not everybody will be able to taste your food. Let's be honest though, right in there, okay, follow the recipe. I don't know what I did. 7 out of 10 on the taste. Or my kid tried it and didn't like it. Put something funny in there. I don't care if it's, I don't think that that's going to make or break it, but it'd just be adding a little fun information for everybody to know.
Yeah. I mean, you could make it out of dog food if you really wanted to. And
yeah. Be I look the same. It's not the same. A lot of my remote clients and a lot of our members and people who follow us have been using our recipes and tagging me in it. And it's so interesting to me. They're it's delicious, obviously, but seeing how they prepare things versus how me or you prepare things, I'm oh yeah, that looks, yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of messy with it or
eventually,
the shortcuts though.
Yeah, I will do one really good thing and make it picture perfect, and then everything after that just becomes a bowl of
mix it up. Mix it up, doesn't matter, right?
I love my bowls. So that, and then I know we're doing scores for this week's, but when I got home today after we already made that decision, I saw
the scores was for bingo.
Oh.
So we haven't decided. Yeah.
Well, Kelly Miller and Chris Miller are opening back up the Sausage Kitchen. So I thought we could support them. They're going to be reopening on May 8th at 7 a.m. They're going to be doing curbside, and you can call in your order to them. So I think that would be a great one for us to support.
So the first week of In the Kitchen has been decided. The winner will get a $100 gift card to the Sausage Kitchen, which will help our members, Chris and Kelly Miller.
Yeah, so, and if you aren't participating in this, or maybe you just want to support them too, go check it out. Chris always talks about how amazing his food is there, and I know that I wanted to get in there before this all happened, so maybe we'll just get something for me and you.
All right, so then moving on, we got In the Kitchen, we had bingo, we had committed.
Oh, my elbow just locked up.
Free 7 days.
Oh, yes.
So we've had numerous members, and we know this because we all seen it in the gym before, right? It's more fun being around your friends, being around like-minded people who are keeping you motivated. We know that being at home in this situation we're in is not fun. We're trying to obviously steer away from talking too much about the annoyance of this, but
reality is what it is, people.
So you're stuck at home. We hear it all the time. People are just I'm not motivated. I can't get motivated. We understand that it's tough. So what we're going to try to do is, just make fun of it, make some fun of it. You can bring a friend, you can bring a family member, plus it helps us, right? It helps support us. We want to continue to grow this community, continue to grow the gym, because let's be honest, you guys have all been pretty amazing with us and supporting us through these past 2 months, but we have had no influx of new people. Most of our influx has been virtually, which is awesome, so thank you for your referrals. But we don't have the new people coming through the gym. We don't have any new member signups that way. So what we're trying to do is we have to switch gears a little bit. So you guys can help us by referring your friends and family. Plus it helps your friends and family get healthy, and it helps you guys stay a little bit more motivated because you got an accountability partner. If you're just not feeling it, but your spouse maybe wants to try it, wants to get in shape. But what else do we have to do? We're sitting at home. I've exhausted, I don't like going through Netflix anymore. I'm
5 books. I have read 5 fucking books.
Corey's what do you want to do tonight? I really don't want to just sit here and just scroll through Netflix trying to find something again. I'm just bored of it. So I know you guys are bored. So mine as well. It's an hour a day. It's good for your health.
Yep.
It's good for your stress.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good anxiety and stress reducer.
You'll
by
sleep
far.
better, and we know that exercise helps you fight disease.
Yes.
And it's not just the disease that that everybody's worried about right now. There's heart disease. There's so many other diseases out there that, honestly, people were looking for a cure for this COVID disease, and we have a cure for all the other pandemics that are out there. Heart disease,
obesity, high
Those
blood
are
pressure, cholesterol.
very dangerous things, and this is your way to fight it. It's an easy vaccine.
When you work out, I know that you posted this article before. When you work out, you're increasing your body's immune system because it is creating this biome inside of you of all these things that are functioning properly. When we eat healthy and we work out, your body is then going to create all of the different, white blood cells and red blood cells and, the different things that it needs to fight off all of these different diseases and
it strengthens
infections and everything else. Like, it strengthens your immune system. So
it strengthens
I think
your
that
central nervous system too.
Yeah, I think that people, there is that overtraining, or what people call under recovering, that weakens your central nervous system and weakens your immunity. But an hour a day, 4 to 5 times a week is really what is the goal of CrossFit, is to help you to build that immune system and fight off a lot of those infections and viruses and bacteria stuff that we can collect. I mean, we still, you always want to wash your hands and you always want to clean up after yourself, but things do happen, whether it's this COVID-19 or whether it's the seasonal flu or other viruses and bacteria that are out there. You want to protect against all of it.
Yep.
And that's important.
And so we're saying one way to do it is to exercise.
Yes.
It's your best defense.
Eat all the veggies.
And eating, obviously, is very important too. So how does somebody get started? Just like before, we've had the little cards up at the desk. You guys have been awesome giving it to your friends. But tell them to email us. Tell them to submit a website inquiry. We will get a hold of them. They just have to go through the consult. It's free. It takes about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. They can ask us all the questions in the world. We can explain our program to them, how it works, how they can log in, all the apps that they get. And then we'll give them the option, like, hey, you get these free days, 7 days, whatever you choose. You can do the virtual classes, or you can just email the daily WOD briefs, whatever their choice is, and then we can explain, after the 7 days, you can make a choice. If you like it, you can continue on. And we want to make sure that we explain that to them so they have the expectations, they know what to do, what's to come, and that way when the 7 days is up, they're not just well, that was, what do I do now,
Yeah.
So we want to kind of explain that. So same process, consult first. And then if you don't, if they don't want to put their inquiry in, or you're having somebody a little hesitation, if you feel like it, you can give us their information and we'll reach out to them for you.
Absolutely. And I think that, people are making these little subgroups and trying to help each other. And now that the weather's getting nice, people are going for bike rides or, like I said, hikes and walks outside. We set our porch up, which was awesome. And we're going to be working on our gym garden, our community garden.
I'm really excited about that. I got all the potting soil yesterday, and then the
I wish we
liners.
would have seen Will's post before we bought all our kale seeds.
He's
Although
still bringing us some.
Okay, I was going to say we could just save the seeds for later.
Good. He's going to bring us some of those kale plants and some of those other stuff. So we're really excited about that. So the garden that we're going to be building, it's just going to be mainly herbs, lettuce, and stuff like that. And it's going to be for members to kind of promote healthy eating, fresh, healthy foods. So if you guys have anything that you want to plant in there, I think he's also bringing us some beans. We're going to probably need tomato plants. So if anybody has some tomato seedlings, I have seeds. It's getting a little late and it's not warm enough yet to really plant them, so I'm a little worried about it. And I didn't start them inside, but if anybody has any saplings that they'd like to share, that'd be awesome. But the point of this is, it'll be out by the gym. You guys can come in and everybody can just take a little bit as they come and go.
But we're asking for your help in mending the garden, making sure that it's watered and weeded. I mean, it should be easy to keep weeded because it's going to be in raised garden beds, but making sure that everything is, kept nice and neat. We have 3 garden beds that we're going to do. If it gets full, maybe you guys, like you said, sometimes if you have big pots, the tomato plants do really good in big pots like that, or cucumber plants.
Yeah,
do really
if
good.
anybody wants to
if you want to donate
to the
or
garden,
do anything, we'd love it.
I think if it goes well this year, maybe next year we'll expand on it. Maybe do a
Yeah.
little rain barrel.
Our goal would be to keep building on it because I love having fresh herbs, fresh tomatoes. It's so different than buying store-bought stuff.
Yeah, it's just, again, promotes healthy living, healthy
Mm-hmm.
habits.
If I could have a grape bush, I would be so excited.
I want to give a big shout out to a lot of members last month, like stepped up their game, and they asked to remain
Yeah.
anonymous, but they made several donations. If you've been following us, obviously last month was a little hard. A lot of members, just with all the uncertainty, did go on hold. We still continue to get a few holds and freezes because people are just uncertain of the economic times.
And we totally get it. I mean, it's tough. You might
It's
be
tough
able
for
to
everyone.
afford your payments now, but you're not sure where things are going to go. And, we're trying to be as compassionate, understanding as we possibly can. And we're so thankful for those who, do everything they can for us.
Yeah, and so like last month, obviously when they extended the order, a couple more freezes came in, and yeah, it is tough as a business to try to survive when that is the revenue that comes in to pay your coaches, to continue paying rents, to continue paying that, and we're still trying to get into these PPP loans. We're trying to get all these, you talk about, there's so many things out there that are like, oh, we have grant programs and we're doing this and that, and it's like, okay, great, but you have to apply.
Be really careful.
You have to apply, and then sometimes you don't hear anything, right? So we're still kind of waiting, still kind of sitting back, just hoping that the funds don't run out again before we get some funds. But luckily we had some awesome members that donated extra memberships to help kind of cover the cost, because then their words, they were like, well, I have the means to do so I want to help out. So it was actually really cool, because then we were able to turn around and tell the people who were struggling a bit financially, saying, hey, this member paid for your membership, and we gave them a free month, and now they can participate in, like the workouts and stuff if they chose. Or we were like, if you want, we'll save it till the time you come back. When we reopen, we'll put it towards that membership for that first month to help you kind of get back at it. It was kind of cool, because then we started thinking about it, that looking back, when people have financial times, it's always present. People can have hard times financially.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they used to say, hey, we're going to go on freeze. And then we'd be like, all right, that's why we created the freeze policy. And then we know that over time, when somebody's further away from the community, it becomes so much harder to get back to what they loved. They're not around their friends. They're not doing the workouts. They're getting further and further apart. Now they're like, I'm a little scared. And then potentially they might not come back. So we were like, what if we continued this pay it forward program, is what we're calling it, where people could donate to this pool and we can continue it, and Harbor Park will then match it month to month. So if somebody donated a month forward, because I know we've had members who are like, got the gift and they're like, oh my God, this is awesome. When I have the funds, I want to do that too. So that, we know it. So that's why we're calling it the Pay It Forward program. Anybody can donate to it. We'll create the pool. If somebody has an issue with finances and has to go on freeze, we're going to allow that members for a month to be free to help them. And then the gym will match 1 month on top of that. So essentially they get 2 months free to help that. And then they continue to be with the gym, with the community. And we know that they can turn it around, especially when, think about it. If you're having financial difficulties and all of a sudden you can't go to a gym because that's the one place you really enjoyed, now it becomes really tough. So we want to keep them around some happy people. So that's our Pay It Forward program. So if anybody needs more info, let us know. We appreciate everybody who has donated to it. You guys have been awesome. We've had people donate up to 6 months in advance. Obviously it helps the gym, so we thank you. It gets us through this tough time, but it also helps your fellow members. So awesome job, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys very, very much. And like Dave said, we're definitely going to keep this going in some capacity going forward, because I think that it is just such a great idea that it doesn't need to be just for this time right now. And like he said, the gym is going to hopefully continue to be in a place that they can support people as well. There were some other things I wanted to talk about. We got a lot going on this month.
Yeah, quite a
The
bit.
garden.
Coach Shauna has been doing a great job. She's been coming along. She advances up to her next phase. It's kind of weird because we had a whole plan for her, and she's been awesome being able to adjust on it. Moving across country and different time zones and elevations has been tough on her. Trying to find an apartment, coming here during a pandemic, still trusts us to supply her a job, and then she comes to the gym and doesn't see the community, but just trying to put her foot in the door, and she's been trying really hard.
She's brought some great ideas too.
She's got some ideas. Actually, the Pay It Forward program was kind of her idea to continue with it. She had a input on that. So it's just been really cool to watch that, because most people, even Coach Rachel, when she came along, she at least had the gym community and got sucked in, saw the awesome energy. Coach Shauna's trying, and she's trying to input it, but she doesn't get that, and I'm sure she feels the stress that, of us, and our energy isn't there, but she still comes in and puts her best foot forward. So it's kind of cool to see her really trying and
and she's excited to help the gym continue to adapt during all this and progress forward. What else?
Kudos to her, because I don't know if I would have been able to, hey, I'm not moving across country if you're closed and there's a pandemic. She had a job. She quit that job to come here because she loves our community so much. So, pretty neat.
We got new shirts. Thank you, Bob and Holly.
Yeah, so that was another thing. Good job. So, by the time this comes out, it'll probably be released. It's in your push press app under pre-orders.
Ooh.
Yeah. So obviously May is Star Wars month.
Yeah.
Also, so just so you guys know that. So we're huge Star Wars nerds, and you saw the Star Wars font.
Again, why Shauna fits well into our little group.
I saw when she drove. So the first time she came to the gym, she has "May the Force be with you" on the back of her truck, and I'm like, all right, you're perfect. So it is Star Wars month. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. My brother was a huge Star Wars fan, so it's kind of tribute to him in kind of a hindsight 2020, maybe looking back. I'm like, oh, did I do that because of him? I don't know. Anyways, you guys saw our coaches shirts. Yeah, Bob created. We were trying to support him because obviously he's a small business owner and he's not getting those orders in right now. So we are going to do some athlete shirts, which he just gave back to me. I really like it. I think you guys are going to dig it. So we're going to have that in the Push Press app. You guys can order those up to help support us and help support Bob.
Yep, absolutely. Also know that he does custom shirts. I know that someone just ordered shirts for their parents' big
birthday party.
Yeah, 60 birthday.
70.
60 and 70? Yeah, so custom shirts for that. Bob doesn't need all the time big orders. The gym likes to order a lot from him, and we'll order, a bunch, 50 or 60 or so shirts, but he does little ones too. So every little bit helps. Every little bit is, supporting each other. So if you guys got any shirts that you guys are doing for any parties or fun things or anything you want, I'm sure he'd gladly oblige all your designs.
Yeah. And then we should know more. When we're ready to open, we will announce it, obviously.
Dude, guys, we're trying.
I'm trying the best we can.
Every day trying to write our representatives and do our petitions.
And we know that some people are
scared,
scared, and some people have said, if you open, that's awesome for you, but I won't be participating, and that's fine. We have a plan for everything. We've talked about it before. We're going to try to stagger classes, so one, that they don't back-to-back and there's no exchange of people. So let's just say we have a 3 o'clock class in the afternoon. The people would come in the gym. We'd limit the capacities. We would space them out. We're going to have everybody's designated square. The equipment will already be in the square for you. That'll be your workout area. Obviously, everything will have a clean station at each location. If it requires the rig, we'll have pathways built, marked out. And then you'll be able to leave right after class. And there will be no back-to-back classes. And so there's nobody waiting. There's no exchange. We'll get rid of open gym at nighttime. Okay, so there won't be any open gym time at night. And then, so let's say we have that 3 o'clock class, the 4 o'clock class would be virtual, 5 o'clock would be in person. So we'd have these staggering times, so there is no bump into each other. We're limiting the capacities. And we know that some people are going to still want to stay at home so they can participate in the virtual classes.
Yep.
So, and then again, we've talked about this before, the virtual has been going awesome, so we're going to try to keep that going even when we open.
Yep.
In some capacity.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's everything we got going on right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're just staying diligent.
obviously a lot of people have equipment, so we'll let you know if like times are opening, and if you're one of those people that has their equipment and plan to stay at home, we'll talk to you and we'll work something out with you. So we'll just have to figure out, but we'll be in communication.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been another episode of Anchor
At Harvard Park CrossFit Racine.
Stay classy, my friends.
Bye.